All right, let's turn our attention back to the horrific Texas school shootout. 21 people have been killed, including 18 students and 3 adults. Now, as per the reports, the children were aged between 7 and 10 years. They were studying in the 2nd, 3rd and 4th grades. The shooter has also died. Joining me now on the broadcast is Binay Anand, senior journalist from Texas. Thank you very much for speaking to us here on Mirror Now. Extremely horrific tragedy obviously has occurred, but at this point, what are the details that you can share with us?
You already have the detail. It's all over. It's a very sad day. Not only here, it's a repeat. All the time it happens. And problem is guns are so easily available here. The students and kids can get the guns from any stores, no license required. So it's a very, very tough situation. Guns, the problem is we don't know the mentality of the students. The student has put the guns picture on his social media a few days back. 2 guns, I think there was one rifle and one shotguns were there. And I have no idea because there was no knowledge about him going bad before. So there is no antecedent other than he's 18 years old, and as you said, he went into elementary school and just reckless shooting. And before going reckless shooting, he actually shot his grandma, who is in the hospital in a very critical condition.
Yes, absolutely. And like you said, the issue is, of course, that guns are available so easily. And every time, such an incident happens, we see, all the leaders coming out and talking about how the gun lobby needs to be taken care of. But at the end of the day, that is the biggest issue right now in the U.S.
Absolutely. The problem is a gun lobby says the gun doesn't kill. It's a human who kills. But the problem is we don't have a more safety network, the safety training that needs to be there. And on the street, it's a very common, students, kids, it's 18 years old. I have seen a news that 14 years, even elementary school, they do that. They're in my neighborhood, I have seen the high schools and other schools, they have created some safety net that you cannot go in without showing your ID through the camera, and all those things are there, but they are just deterrent. There has to be public awareness, a big time public awareness, and something has to be done here. It's killing the kids. It's they went there in the elementary school,
yes,
the youngest of the people, and they just killed.
Yes.
One news item that we want, this place is very close to the Mexico border, right? So
okay.
We are in a zone, and the drug mafia and others are very active in this zone. So my read and my analysis, which I have not confirmed yet, that the schools in the high school zone, there's a lot of drugs going on. And there is a chance that this kid may be looking for money to buy drugs or doing something like that. So there is a drug angle that needs the investigators are investigating. And other than that, we have not have any information about this kid.
Right. That's an interesting angle that you mentioned as well, Binay. But the other aspect, of course, that comes up is the safety of the school itself, given the fact that there have been multiple shootings like this in Texas as well, other than the rest of the country as well. But the fact is that the safety part of it also needs to be looked at as to whether or not, if, like you're saying, this was anyway a sensitive area, the safety in school, the protocols should have been heightened, and that would also be looked at whether or not that was done.
So one thing I can tell you, I have studied in India, I have studied here, a safety aspect, how much safety you can do, it's a very safe. My daughter goes to the high school here. I go pick her up. They will not allow us, without, there's intercom, you have to show your ID, they will see you, and then they will allow you. It's but again, if you have automatic weapon, big rifle, you can shoot. The kids goes by bus, they do that. It's very tough. And the biggest problem is it's fun for some people. It's fun. to have a gun, like show off that, hey, gun means I have a power. And that's like, it has nothing, like, say, if there is a criminal activity that, hey, I want to go for money or do something criminal activity, then we can understand there is a cause. Here, there is cause is nothing there. It's just like bad parenting, I would say. There's like a safety net on their house, and also the place and the area that is there, that needs to be more, more looked at it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And one final question before I let you go, Binay. And I guess every time such an incident happens, this question gets raised. But we do need to ask it whether this is now going to be the trigger point, the turning point of something material that is going to be done to try and ensure that reduce the number of such incidents and ensure that these kind of incidents don't happen. Do you see that actually moving ahead in terms of trying to deal with this kind of situation?
So a few decades back, like I think like around 20 years back, there was a massive massacre similar to this. This happened in a little town and close to Denver, Colorado. Colorado shooting was very active. That time, the government and administration decided to have a lot of training, a lot of awareness. The problem is the gun lobby is very, very strong. They fund all the Republicans and the Democratic side, and when it comes to the Congress or Senate, their arguments is, look, gun doesn't kill. It is the human who kills it. If you control the gun, they will have something else. So if you think that something will happen, I believe that Joe Biden has told, and he is in Asia right now, he said that something has to be done. Of course, there will be some discussion, some talks. In my personal opinion, I have been saying this for the last 20, 25 years while I'm here in Houston. It will be there for like a few weeks, a month, or a couple of months. Nothing will happen.
All right, Binay Anand, thank you so much. I understand it's quite late out there, but thank you so much for taking the time out and joining us and giving us some perspective and details with regard to this horrifying tragedy. We'll, of course, keep track of all of the developments.